At least 2 emergency appeals were filed with the Supreme Court to block a federal ban on bump stocks from taking effect today. Chief Justice Roberts denied one request. This second request is still pending. If this ban takes effect as planned, anyone who owns a bump stock faces fines and up to 10 years in prison. I want to bring in attorney Brian Claypool. He joins me now. He's survived the Las Vegas shooting and has since represented some of the other survivors and family members of those who were killed. Thanks for being with me. Just some background for our viewers. As you know, President Trump vowed to get rid of bump stocks after the massacre. So the Justice Department reclassified these from accessories to machine guns. Those are against federal law. Do you think, though, that people who actually have these will destroy them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Given the fact that you just reported that there are companies that are fighting this ruling, that they're on appeal, I mean, that's a sobering thought, especially for victims of mass violence. So think about whether people are going to give up these bump stocks. I highly doubt it, so I don't know how they're going to implement this. But on a positive note, I think this is a step in the right direction because bump stocks have no place in a civilized society, Lynn. I mean, I was at the Vegas shooting, and as you know, Stephen Paddock was able to shoot about 1,000 bullets a minute. That's right, 1,000 a minute using a bump stock. So they need to be eradicated from our society.
Yeah, I mean, 500,000 of these have been sold across America. And to the point of how they may enforce this law, I mean, what do? Go door to door and say, hey, do you have a bump stock? I mean, how do you enforce it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult to enforce. It's like an honor system, right? It's like telling somebody, tell the teacher when you've been bullying somebody. I mean, who's going to do that? What student's going to do that? And the problem we have, Lynn, is we live in a society where people are so anchored to their Second Amendment rights. I mean, they're appealing the bump stock. I mean, by the way, we're 17 months out from the Vegas shooting, and we're just getting a bump stock ban, whereas in New Zealand, 1 week after a mass shooting, they banned assault weapons. So I think you're fighting a culture in our society, and while on the surface, you know, the bump stock ban is good, it kind of feels like a consolation prize to a lot of us because of what you're saying.
You know, just on that personal level, encouraged yet discouraged a little bit, Brian? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have conflicting feelings. I represent a lot of victims in a Vegas shooting. A lot of us feel the same way. On one hand, we feel like, oh, great, President Trump did something, got the federal bump stock ban. But let's face it, I mean, a lot of these mass shootings, they don't involve bump stocks. They involve assault weapons. And we've got nobody right now, Lynn, there's nobody in Congress who is stepping up to be heroic, to help stop people from killing themselves and committing suicide after the Parkland shooting. I've talked to some of our clients who've contemplated suicide. I'm still grappling with PTSD, and we still have nobody in Congress who's trying to ban assault weapons. That's what we need to have take place in our country. So we are still a long, far way from that, and that is really debilitating.
Well, Brian, thank you for sharing your thoughts on this and just coming out about the PTSD that you're experiencing. As we've seen in Parkland, it can be so devastating. Our thoughts are with you. Thanks for spending some time with us.